Harvesting? Do they do the harvesting there? No, that's the job for the family in most cases. Now we have actually an orchard, because in this particular 20-acre farm, landscaped to look like a botanical garden mostly, you will make some products, some food, either here in the small farm or in an orchard that is then delivered to the Sunday market, Saturday market in the village nearby. So it's not like it's a whole production system for the whole 20 acres, but up 2 to 3 acres farming and orcharding and harvesting. Can you get help for harvesting? You usually do. So there's another group of harvesters that needs to be sort of thought about as a business. That can't totally go away. We look at the little farm here that's attached to the bigger estate, and we notice that it started with a plastic $2,000 building, and then moved into a 40-foot container, and then finally moved into a little split-apart house. And all of those, perhaps, occupied by a local family who can afford these in this sequence in a very, very reasonable way. Some of the funding could possibly come from the owner in this case, but we're not talking about a $300,000 housing effort here. We're talking about something more in the 20 to start, 60 to get going, and then maybe 100 in the end to have it all. And this will revert to a nursery, and that'll revert to storage, and so you go. The interior of the homestead here is ringed by bio islands, which are combinations of fruit, timber, flowers, etc. And then around the home itself we have some terraforming. Terraforming means somebody has to come in with big tools and move dirt. Now, can the little landcrafting earth mover do that? In some cases, yes, especially in stream beds. In some cases, no. They got to have a bigger team of tractors and movers somewhere on call for the big job. And by the way, that service we already have started here in Kohala, but we're probably going to need as many as 3 terraforming companies at some point to deal with these 100 new homesteads. Roads. Well, roads can be taken care of by a small earth mover, especially if they're natural, and all you need is certain layers and grades of rock. And the rock only goes where the roads get, uphill, downhill, or in water. There's not much call to have macadam run from the main highway all the way to the house, but in some cases some people just want that to keep their vehicles clean. But some combination of road work here will also create certain work jobs for the landcrafter and some backup services. So the home building itself will have to be specialized. We don't need companies here that are going to build cookie-cutter tract homes that belong in an urban area. This is a rural area. We're really clear about that. That's not going to happen. But the quality of the building that goes on, specialized quality for people who can afford a 20-acre, that's going to be very fine work. And hopefully the timber that we can start to grow here in the early stages will actually be available for some of the later jobs that are occupied, you know, say 10 years from now. Hopefully this business will roll over. Now, many people here who have 20 acres give some of it back to the community in some way. I've done that with an amphitheater. This person is going to do that perhaps with a botanical preserve, where people can come and get some of the more beautiful tropical plants to take away. It's almost a gifting thing. And I think in one case, one woman is building an arena so the kids can do regular cowboy stuff. It's nice when people have a 20-acre parcel that they can't possibly occupy all themselves to do a little give back to the community. Blah, 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 blah. Did you get a sense that we have quite a few types of industries here, all of which fit the landcrafting model, and all of a sudden you need a backup and a slightly bigger kind of a company to support them for the heavier jobs? There's a lot of work in this particular model. The model itself is pretty well thought out. I think people who live here will be able to get the peace and reserve that they expected when they retired, because there'll be a lot of that going on. And the land will be fully productive, making the land twice as valuable, 5 times as valuable 20 years later. Ag is in Kohala landcrafting. Landcrafting is a set of new businesses. The economy from 100 of these kinds of farms is one of our primary new economies, in addition to our destination tourist economy. I hope you get this. This is a big one, and this is for you teachers out there and people that are running school curriculums. We need to teach some of this stuff. Got it? Go Planet!